for today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Oh my God. We're recording this on 7/22/2024. It's officially Leo season.
Hell yeah.
And remember, I am Leo, and Kid has Leo rising.
And I was just telling her about something that I saw on TikTok. What was it? Oh yeah, the mukbangers. Someone was complaining about the messy eater mukbangers and all that. Nobody's forcing them. But I commented, this makes me want to do my first mukbang video and eat in the most messy way just to piss people like you off.
Oppositional defiant disorder, and we do believe that there is hereditary and genetic component.
It's a learned behavior.
I don't know that it is. No, seriously, that is, as far as part of the Appalachian culture, and that goes generations deep. It really, really does.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are a peculiar people. And it's like, if you ask us to do something, a lot of times people around here, they'll do anything. I mean, they'll go above and beyond. You demand they do something, we'll sit there and go, fuck you. Mm-hmm. This is why the algorithm hates us, because we're held, how many seconds in, and I've already dropped the F-bomb.
Well. It's like this cat. I'm about to do something with him because he's pushing the mic right up into my face. Mm-hmm.
He does that. And it was like, we have pictures of Hilo. God love him. We were finally able to get him to the vet today because my body has not been cooperating with me.
No.
It is truly, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Mm-hmm. Because with the geomagnetic storms and stress and everything else, and it's like the fibromyalgia, it's not good.
Yeah.
And the chronic fatigue, because all of it goes together. Mm-hmm. And so was behind getting his steroid injection for the stomatitis, which is, from what they understand, basically it's an immune system something.
Yeah. It's
and it was just
immune disease.
Uh-huh. And that's weird, even as far as kitties. And I was talking to Mom today. She's like, you never heard anything like this going. I said, well, most people didn't take their animals to the vet that often.
No, I mean, that's like animals can have anxiety. No joke. Mm-hmm. What else is there? There's the cat, like, animals can have diabetes as well.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Well, is it the food?
It could be.
Is it the pet food?
It could be.
Same thing as what's going on with the people food.
I don't know. There's a bunch of health issues that's come up into question because of this stuff.
Uh-huh. Because let's face it, and in all these, we hear the ads, your pet has to have proper nutrition. They eat mice. What's the nutritional value of a mouse?
Disease.
Crickets.
Disease.
Crickets.
No, I was trying to think of a witty thing, but I'm like, malaria?
No, that's mosquitoes.
The plague?
So, honestly, all of us have been so indoctrinated that it's ridiculous.
Oh, it goes generations deep.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it used to be that animals they did what they did, hunted for themselves. They did eat like human scraps, and they got along just fine. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's just, yeah.
And the human scraps are usually the stuff that the humans grew on the farm.
Uh-huh. Didn't have all this stuff in it.
Yeah.
We have thrown out things before recently that not even the animals would eat.
Literally.
Which is concerning.
I mean, we have a whole thing of food in there. That's like, okay, this is like Walmart's wet food versus the wet food that you usually get from the City of Food. He who will not touch the cans from the City of Food.
Right. I don't know why. I mean, seriously, and it could be.
I mean, there is I can tell there is a consistency difference between the two as well.
We don't know. There's so much we don't know. And it's just, over on X, I am enjoying X. I really, really am. Because it gives me an outlet for my weird. Because there's other people that appreciate the weird. And
there's other people that's weird just like me.
And there's other ones that's just like, let's just walk on by. Just walk on by. Don't acknowledge it. Don't make eye contact. It'll be okay.
Long bang, head down, heavy powder, no spook.
Oh, but with the insanity. And it truly is insanity.
Mm-hmm.
So as a coping skill, other than, it's one of those, I need to do that 12 steps for Overeaters Anonymous, because I do it's like, dude, I need to find healthier coping skills. I really do. My diabetes does not appreciate it. But it's not like, it's a matter. What I consider overeating, other people will be like, that's not a problem, but it is for me. It is for me. Because chocolate-covered peanuts and chocolate-covered raisins.
It's not the fact that you're overeating, it's that it's junk food.
Sure. But it's a...
Chocolate-covered raisins is a dessert.
It's a luxury. It is. But you've got to realize, in my mind, I'm rationalizing. It's like, there's a raisin in there. There's a raisin. And there's a peanut. It's
not enough.
There's a peanut in there. The amount the ratio of peanut to chocolate, there's more peanut than... This is how my mind goes. Yeah.
You're overcomplicating that shit. It's like, okay, there's a bunch of chocolate on here. If I eat this many... Nah, it's still gonna do the same bullshit that it does with anything else. It's like I might as well just be eating like a whole tub of gummies.
I'm actually going to,
which I've done. I have.
You do that.
I do.
And you don't have the health issues.
Who says? I just don't understand. I don't have the terminology for what's going on in my body. I don't have the words to describe it.
Yeah, the thing is, we've got some citric acid in there. And then we've got some, like, other stuff I used to do is dip it in it. Now, it'll put a blister on your tongue because it is a form of an acid.
Yes.
Citric, any kind of acid.
It will eat your mouth up.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And it's a matter of using these things responsibly.
Might as well be sucking on a lemon.
Yes. Yes.
Lemon.
Oh, but one of my healthy coping skills, music. And of course, I found really cool, and I did send this to X, as far as some of Alice Cooper's more obscure, I don't want to say obscure, but they are. It's that they were not recognized for what they were.
Yes, the underrated ones.
As an artist, the man is thoroughly underrated because they all think of the shock factor, Mama. Which is there.
Mama.
What?
The normies. They just listen to the singles and that's it. They listen to the hits and that's they don't go that deep.
If you go into his discography, he has so many amazing songs, and one of my favorite albums was Constrictor. So good. Halo of Flies is amazing.
Dada was freaky.
Dada is awesome.
It is awesome, but it was freaky.
Yeah. But somebody had remastered, I think it was My Stars, off of The School's Out.
Okay.
And it was so good. And that's what I had commented. They only had it come out maybe a year or so ago. And there was 2 comments. And I'm like, why? So, of course, I'm like, thank you for doing this. Somebody needs to go back and remaster some of those older albums because whoever mixed them, the vocals were mixed too low.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they had remixed it, had boosted the vocals, and it sounds better than the original.
Hopefully it gets an official release that way.
That would be great.
Yeah. An official remaster.
And that Rhino had
Isn't there
released...
some stuff that Alice Cooper just does not want to go back?
Yeah, it was one of his binges that he don't want to talk about that. He don't want to talk about some of that. Flush the Fashion was bad.
Oh, God.
Really, yeah.
I never
But
even
Dada was awesome.
Was that during one of his binges?
Uh-huh.
Oh. It
Yeah.
was fun. I like
Black
that
Album.
album.
I like it too. I like it too. A lot.
Yeah.
But
Flush the Fashion, I never heard that album.
yeah, don't go there. He was doing like new wave.
Him?
Yeah.
New Wave?
He has always had the ability to see as far as musical trends
Uh-huh.
and make it work.
He apparently
Sorta,
did it with
kinda.
Flush the Fashion.
That's true. That's true. That is true. But now, when he came back, as far as the album Poison, oh my God, that was so good. The videos. The person that did the videos, amazing.
Was there any videos for his earlier albums?
You got to realize, a lot of his, when he started, video was not really a thing. And I saw him, the first time I saw him, he was singing I Never Cry. And it was in a Halloween special, of course. And he came out, and I was young. I'd have to look and see how, I don't know what variety show that it was on. But from that moment on, and it's like, then I refound him years later, because I was not allowed to listen to certain things. Yeah. But when I did find those other things, oh, hell yeah, did I break bad. Still breaking bad. But that was great. And then Rhino Records had sort of a animated type thing for Welcome to My Nightmare. Really cool. What they did with just the album art.
Yeah.
And it was...
Welcome to My Nightmare was cool.
If you go and listen and read the lyrics on that, we're living that. We are living that.
Oh. But why?
And because I will go down these musical rabbit holes, which is why I miss radio so much, but I just play, DJ in my own home from time to time, and youngest kids like, okay, we're going to do this today. And it's like, hell yes.
Yeah, I vibe with it.
That's the reason. Ad right in the middle of that one, and I was just howling.
It's like there is no reason for it to be right there in the middle of a damn good song.
And then it just stopped. There was no fade out. There was no nothing. And it's just like, It made my hair hurt. It made the Virgo hurt.
See, that's when I rewind it and I listen to the end part so I can get closure.
Well, you got to realize, the one I was listening to, it was Ballad of Dwight Fry. And that is such an amazing piece of music. It is so complex in so many ways. And a lot of people would listen to it. Now, if anybody has ever had any kind of mental health anything that was severe from time to time, which a lot of us have.
Yeah.
You can relate to that. And it's very cathartic.
Oh, yeah.
That was like his album From the Inside. That is a very, very dear album to me, because that was the thing I was listening to when I was getting sober. Yeah.
Loves it.
Back in the day, actually on vinyl. But the Ballad of Dwight Fry, musically, to tell a story of a mental health crisis, not just through the words, not just through the vocals, but through the guitar and stuff, it's brilliant. And it's very underrated. There's a lot of people that just don't even, because normies, you're right.
Yeah, normies, they listen, I joke about the Smooth Brain Gang, but oof. They just got flat. They got ironed out.
There's a lot of people right now.
Like Fully Cooley. That's how I found the band The Pillows. I like The Pillows. They're weird, Well,
Well, of course they are.
Japanese band, but
Of course they are.
That was like in the middle of the town or on the edge of it. There was this giant iron, and it literally was going to iron out all the wrinkles of their brains. Basically, iron out the whole entire city.
Wow.
But there was also a metaphor of them trying to iron out people's brains.
Sure. And it's interesting because musically there has been a forewarning of this shit since forever. 60s, 70s. I mean, you think of Pink Floyd's The Wall. My God.
This shit has been going on for generations.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, people were warning us. We didn't heed the warning.
Yeah.
And then you've got people going, oh, well, it was self-disclosure. It's the same thing. It is the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's people have choices. But as far as Ballad of Dwight Fry, if you have not heard that, go find you a good one. And it was on the album Love It to Death. And
Loves it.
Yeah. Alice is not what you would call a handsome man, but there is an
He's
essence,
a very distinct looking man.
There is an essence about him, and it's like, of course, he's in his 70s now. And he's been out there in that Arizona sun, and it's like he's got some age, and it doesn't matter because it's the essence. And he hits that stage, and he's Alice.
Yeah.
And you don't give a damn that
And
he's got wrinkles or whatever.
He's a damn good showman.
He is. He is an awesome entertainer.
And I don't know, the way that he looks goes right with the music.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. And he has got such distinctive vocal stylings. Nobody else can do what he does like he does.
No. That's kind of like Ozzy on the other end of the spectrum.
Oh, God love him.
Nobody else
Ozzy.
can do Ozzy.
And it's like we had watched an episode of the Osbournes the other day, and God love him. It's just heartbreaking.
It is.
Totally and completely heartbreaking to see him because he does have the Parkinson's and stuff, and he's
What's his wife's name? Sharon.
Sharon.
Sharon Osbourne. You're right. She has that Nancy Reagan bobblehead look going on, and that's like, no, honey.
Great big head, little bitty body.
You're too thin.
It's like a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that happens a lot, and I don't know why. And there is nothing. Aging happens. And it's like, shame on society that is trying to force people to live in unnatural ways. And that's one more that is totally, completely unnatural. Where you've got these women that are out here doing all this Botox bullshit and these lip fillers, and they look freakish.
They do. But people are over that now. People want real.
Well,
They're tired of these fucking beauty standards that America, LA, Hollywood, they have been trying to shove down people's throats for years.
Well, it's not just been them. It's always been somebody somewhere. It's
people are
elite.
tired. Still, the elite is not right. People are tired of all that. They just want to see actual people.
Yes and no. And it's the thing is, a lot of us that are the actual people have been so fucking beat down that is that another fight we want to take on? You only have so much energy. So these are questions that we have. We got Kat over there that's got some kind of something.
Yeah, he's never been the same since he poisoned his ass on one of the plants.
Yeah, he's had this perpetual lung issue thing that they don't know what's going on with him. That's another.
Have they not done X-rays on his lungs?
I can't afford to have his X-rays. We need kitty Medicaid. I mean, we really do.
Yeah.
But in with everything else that was going on today, and the insanity, because it is fucking insane. We are if somebody does not understand that this is psychological warfare and or spiritual warfare, there's no difference, then they're probably already captive of the enemy.
Yeah. High key.
But within all the other stuff that was going on today, Alex Jones had put this one little post there on X, and it just hit, and it was like, oh shit. And he was talking about as far as the robots.
Robits?
Uh-huh.
What was the robots?
The robots, as far as they are developing, they're developing them not only as far as warfare, but also as police.
RoboCop.
Uh-huh. And so it was one of those, because I have a warped sense of humor.
Well, time to get a cattle prod.
And it was a matter of Robits, because of the thing about the frogs and the Alex Jones. So we've got the Robits. Robit.
Seriously, how to combat robot cops? Cattle prod.
Well,
you shock them.
The thing is,
short circuit them somehow.
Anything like that is going to be taken into consideration, and we have, because excuse me, as much stuff as we've got going on that's on the surface level, there's always, it's like in Dune, plans within plans. And people are no longer wanting to be police officers.
Well, why would you when you're having to deal with stupid people in danger?
Yeah. But also, now let's face it.
And there's a bunch of other cops that are abusing their power. And so the good cops are like, I don't want to fuck with this shit no more.
Because it's not one of these, you can't be stupid on some of this stuff. And people have become so polarized. It's this all or none thing. Mm-hmm. No, these are people. You've got good ones and you've got bad ones in every profession, every walk of life. And I know, because I have been around them. I have worked with them. I was one of them as far as some of that stuff. And guess what? I didn't fit in. Imagine that.
Because you actually did your job.
I did. Because I saw...
And you didn't let the power go to your head.
I saw... That's what these inmates... Because you talk about othering... Now, this is the Stanford prison experiment. I've seen it lifetime. We're seeing it lifetime. The othering. You're not one of us. Mm-hmm. We're the good guys, so therefore you're the bad guys. And that they sit there and these people, I mean, some of them, honest to God, like weekenders, you would have some of them non-payment of child support. Now, how in the hell is sitting in a cell Friday through Sunday morning or Monday morning going to help anything?
Right.
You know?
It's a good question.
And to sit there and they would purposefully, instead of teaching you and training you in a way to deal with these people in a proper, logical manner, oh, hell no. You were indoctrinated. It was us versus them. Mm-hmm. You're either an us or you're a them. And I've been... I was not written up or anything like that, but I had verbal,
ultimatums.
It was just one of those, Lieutenant, one time, how dare you call them Mr. or Mrs.
Reprimand?
Yeah. Why would I not? It's polite.
Yeah. That's how humans are supposed to interact with each other.
Yes. And like I said, especially that one guy, God love him, and I there for a long time I remembered his name, and it's been so many years now I don't, that he was, he had served in the military. And he was the one, he's like, thank you for treating me like a human. And I said, Mr. So-and-so, you are a human. That was heartbreaking to me.
Yeah.
But these other ones did not want to see them as human. And it has gotten so dangerous within these prisons right now. Not only is it dangerous, this is one thing that people are talking about, how dangerous it is on the streets. You don't hear anything about what's going on in the prisons because it's out of sight, out of mind. Mm-hmm. Don't even think about them. They're bad people. They're getting what they deserve. Without knowing who these quote-unquote bad people are, what they've done, why they're there, I can tell horror stories for days. You've got gang members that are running pods.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you need to do an episode, honestly, exposing them.
I filed it for so long, and people didn't... Look, with our twos and fews that we get in views now, and God love you, anybody who takes time to share coffee with us, we appreciate you. We truly do. We value you. And it's like, but on messages like that, nobody wants to hear it.
It depends. It
You know?
depends.
But I can easily see how if they brought like robots or something like that in there, they are having trouble staffing these prisons to the point that there was one officer that was supposed to be monitoring 4 housing units, each with 48 inmates.
Mm-hmm.
That's dangerous.
That is dangerous.
You know, some of these places,
So maybe
you can't control people with mental health and behavioral problems, because those are who's in the jails and prisons.
So maybe the robots would actually be better.
I don't know.
Maybe the robots would treat them better.
They wouldn't treat them anyway. I mean, there's no compassion. There's no soul. I don't know. But now out on the streets and stuff, and they're gearing towards this. All this is going under the radar right now, because we're too busy with the melee that we got that's, in front of our faces.
It's psyops. It's distraction techniques. It's like, look over here, don't look over here.
Exactly. 'Cause
look over there.
Robot can't be accused of being racist or anything like that, or taking any kind of... Let me tell you something. Robot will do what robot will do, and there will be no mercy.
They can say it was designed to racially or whatever profile people.
I don't know, but it's scary. I think it's scary. But as far as robots being able to maintain order within these pods, I don't know how they would do it, but I know that other people are trying to figure it out.
Keep people in order. People don't want to be shot.
Yeah.
Or shocked.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't that whole thing, as far as... It's been a long time since I watched that movie Judge Dredd, but I think it was the whole thing that they passed sentence, right then and there, and carried out the sentence in one fell swoop.
And I didn't see whatever.
Yeah, it was another one of those dystopian nightmare type things.
I'm just going off of what I've seen in video games.
Yeah. Interesting times. Welcome to our nightmare.
And RoboCop.
Robits.
Was RoboCop
Robits.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I've watched RoboCop. Was RoboCop like a good robot or a bad robot?
He was an android. What had happened was he was a police officer who had been wounded in the line of fire. And so they did make him into an android. And in some ways it was almost had elements of Frankenstein's monster.
So when you say android, was he half human, half robot?
Yes.
So that's cyborg.
A cyborg, my bad. Okay. Yeah. You're correct.
Android is like full on robot.
Yeah, you're right. And it was just one of those... I'm sorry, I mixed up my dystopian terms.
I'm sorry.
You were correct. It's just like, I'm glad that you corrected me on that, because
it's like Cyborg from Teen Titans.
Yeah,
he was a hero, but because he was still, he was half robot, but they still had that human element in him. He was able to be, kind and talk to people and just be still a person to an extent.
Within RoboCop, that was one of the things that sort of kind of tormented him, was he had memories of his family and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably somebody out there that's like, I've watched it 9 million times. And it's like,
Oh yeah, mega fans.
and
The
that
stands.
and there's like, you've missed the plot. Well, shit, I've missed the plot on many things.
If it is not a steady diet of, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie every night.
Yeah, I watched it like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's my birthday week, so it's like...
Death Becomes Her, though. I could quote line for line.
No. But within that, because that he no longer had the ability to have that fully human element and that trap between worlds, that hell dimension, which a lot of us feel like we're thrust into right now. And it's just like, oh, what fresh hell is this that I'm waking to today?
A dystopian nightmare.
Yeah. So,
It begins.
Robits. Final thoughts.
Oh, beware the RoboCop.
Music therapy. If you've had experiences.
Focus on being human.
Absolutely.
Human.
Being human is awesome.
Yeah.
It don't matter what kind of human. Be a
pleasant human.
You get to have choices as a human.
Yeah.
It is a choice whether or not to be an asshole. If you are an asshole, there are ways to correct that path.
Why would you want to be an asshole? Now, unless somebody's deserving of it.
Well,
but even then, you got to buffer that.
And again, it goes back to a lack of self-awareness, that you have people that do not understand their own behavior, how their behavior is affecting other people. I mean, it's very complex. And it takes a long time, but somebody has to...
Do you know where your ass is in space?
Really? It starts with someone recognizing that there is a problem, that they are not as they want to be. And realizing that there is a course correction available. Seek and you shall find. Depending on what you're seeking, anything. If you want to be a good person, a better person, a quality human.
I want to be a badass. I want to be a badass too.
A lot of times the people that are badass have gone through some really hard shit and come out the other side.
Yeah.
They're warriors. It's
You
a
and
warrior
Omega.
spirit.
You and Omega.
There's lots of us. And we're rising up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a
People
matter
down
of
the road,
rising
they ain't badasses. People down the road, they ain't badasses.
up. It's because they look
Wannabes.
tough. It's sort of like these people that's wearing the band T-shirts and they've never listened to the music.
You
It's like
poser.
Yeah. Now, but being human is awesome. Find out everybody is sent here with strengths and challenges. Overcome the challenges.
Yes.
If you've got something you can't overcome, make peace with it. Yeah. Work around it, over it, under it, through it. You can make a difference in other people's world.
You can.
So, if you've had experiences with the paranormal and paranoid, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens,
Those hardcore
cryptids.
tinfoil hats, the paranoid.
Oh, hell yeah, the tinfoil hat brigades salute. Coffee salute. You can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. It's there in the description box someplace. Go visit Zombie over on X, and I've got his Redbubble shop link in the description box.
If you like this video, comment, like, share, subscribe. Click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. I don't know if it does much, but it likes the affection. Check her out on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, Orlando, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Orlando, COCWS. See, I left out, like, if you're not already viewing us, I just made it simple.
Yeah, just streamline it.
Yeah, so that's why I included you. Usually,
Streamline.
like, because we view it on YouTube most of the time.
It's YouTube, BitChute, Rumble.
Yeah.
An X. That's it.
YouTube.
Streamline.
Well, with X, it's not the same. I have to say Orlando, COCWS, because that's how it is on there.
Yeah, it is. But I'd say I haven't tried if you type in just Orlando. Anyhow.
Ooh,
I'm over there, and I'm actually
Ooh.
pretty active from what kids. He's like, when did you post this? I don't know.
It's like, was this 3 hours ago? I haven't been on there for 3 hours. According to your replies you have.
It gives me an outlet.
Yeah.
And there's such cool stuff out there. There's birds, and there's plants, and there's people doing different forms of art and just incredible things. And also as far as incredible observations, and yeah.
There's a lot of good on it.
Yeah.
Just don't get on the dumpster fire part of it.
It's a tool. And like anything else, it's a tool.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyhow, we're over there. Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next go.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.